Welcome back to our channel, where we delve deep into the lives of the royal family, uncovering the stories that remain hidden from the public eye. Today, we bring you a stunning revelation that has shaken the very foundations of the monarchy: King Charles's deep emotional turmoil following Prince William's discovery of Princess Diana's private letters, a series of intimate writings that expose the painful reality of a royal marriage fraught with secrecy, betrayal, and heartbreak. The royal family has long been under intense scrutiny, with every action, every word dissected by the media. However, as the monarchy moves forward into a new year, it has found itself facing a scandal of a different nature. Princess Anne, ever the stalwart protector of the monarchy, has raised a stern warning to King Charles. Her concern centers on the growing influence of Camilla and the potential risks it poses to the royal family's legacy. Anne's warnings come at a time when Charles himself is grappling with personal revelations that could tarnish the royal family's carefully crafted image. The catalyst for this upheaval? The private diaries of Princess Diana, now uncovered, revealing a deeply personal and unsettling portrait of her life within the royal family, one that many had never seen before. The unveiling of Diana's letters has ignited a storm of emotions within the royal household. Prince William, already burdened by the tragic loss of his mother, now faces the painful truth about her inner struggles. The letters reveal a woman torn apart by the emotional neglect of her marriage to Charles, a marriage that, from the very start, was marked by secrecy, betrayal, and profound loneliness. As the letters come to light, so too do the long-buried emotions that have been simmering within the royal family for decades. For years, Princess Diana was known to the public as the people's princess, a figure beloved by millions for her grace, compassion, and charity work. Yet, behind the facade of perfection, Diana was enduring a life of private torment. Her diary, once thought to be lost to time, has now emerged as a crucial piece of her personal history, shedding light on the pain she endured behind the palace walls. The contents of Diana's diary are deeply personal and reveal the toll that her marriage to Prince Charles took on her mental and emotional well-being. What is perhaps most striking is the contrast between the image of a happy royal family that Diana projected to the public and the stark reality she faced in her private life. In her letters, Diana describes a life filled with emotional neglect, profound loneliness, and the crushing pressure of maintaining a perfect public image while suffering in silence. Diana's diary entries offer an unfiltered glimpse into her soul, a rare opportunity to hear directly from the woman who became an icon of grace and resilience despite the heartbreak she faced. In one entry, she writes, "I wear this mask for the world, but inside, I am shattered. I don't know how much longer I can keep pretending." These words, raw and heartbreaking, capture the isolation and pain that Diana experienced in her marriage, especially as she came to terms with her husband's affair with Camilla Parker Bowles. At the outset of Diana's marriage to Prince Charles, there was hope, a belief that their union would symbolize the future of the monarchy. But it wasn't long before that hope turned to despair. In her letters, Diana describes how the love and affection she had once felt for Charles slowly turned to resentment as she began to realize that he was emotionally distant and increasingly indifferent to her needs. In one particularly painful entry, Diana reflects on the day she realized that Charles was no longer interested in her, writing, "It was as if I had ceased to exist for him. All that mattered was his own desires, his own comfort." This sense of abandonment marked the beginning of a painful downward spiral for Diana, one that would continue throughout her marriage. As Charles's relationship with Camilla became more public, Diana was left to contend with the emotional fallout of her husband's infidelity. The letters reveal Diana's deep anguish as she came to terms with the reality of her marriage. She describes the heartache of watching her husband's affections shift toward another woman, all while she was left to raise their two young sons, William and Harry, largely alone. In one poignant passage, Diana writes, "I feel like I am invisible. I am trapped in a marriage that was never what I thought it would be." As Diana's diary entries continue, they reveal the devastating toll that Charles's affair with Camilla had on her. In her letters, Diana does not mince words, expressing the overwhelming sense of betrayal she felt as she realized that her husband had rekindled his relationship with Camilla after their marriage. In one particularly painful entry, Diana writes, "Why does he choose her? What is it that I lack that she possesses?" This constant comparison between herself and Camilla is a recurring theme in Diana's letters. Diana, a woman who had once been filled with hope for her marriage, was now left to grapple with the fact that she was no longer the object of her husband's affection. As she struggled with feelings of inadequacy, her emotional turmoil deepened, and her mental health began to deteriorate. Diana's letters provide a window into the pain of living in the shadow of infidelity, of feeling unworthy of the love she so desperately needed. Despite the overwhelming emotional pain she was enduring, Diana continued to fulfill her royal duties with grace and poise. She attended public events, smiled for the cameras, and carried out her charitable work, all while privately struggling with the collapse of her marriage. In her diary, she writes, "The world sees me as the perfect princess, but inside, I am breaking." The public pressure to maintain a flawless image was immense, and Diana's diary entries reflect the strain that this constant scrutiny placed on her. She writes about the exhaustion of pretending to be something she was not, of being trapped in a role that demanded perfection at the expense of her own happiness. Diana's words reveal the profound loneliness she felt, even when surrounded by people. In one passage, she writes, "I am surrounded by people, yet I am more alone than ever." The revelation of Diana's private letters has had a profound impact on her two sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. For William, the discovery of his mother's inner pain has been especially difficult. As the eldest son, William has always carried the weight of his mother's suffering, but the letters provide an intimate look into the depth of her anguish, leaving him heartbroken. According to royal insiders, William has been deeply affected by the contents of the letters, particularly those that detail the emotional neglect Diana experienced at the hands of Charles. William has always been protective of his mother's memory, but the letters have given him a deeper understanding of what she went through, one source explained. It's been a difficult experience for him to come to terms with. For Harry, the letters have opened up old wounds and intensified his desire for justice. The letters reaffirm his belief that his mother's death was not an accident, but the result of a series of circumstances that were never fully investigated. Harry is determined to ensure that the truth comes out, no matter what it takes, an insider shared. For King Charles, the revelation of Diana's private letters has been a deeply emotional experience. The contents of the letters have forced him to confront the pain he caused his first wife and the impact his actions had on her mental and emotional well-being. Sources close to Charles have said that he is deeply remorseful for the hurt he caused Diana, but that the letters have brought those feelings to the forefront in a way he had never anticipated. Charles has always struggled with the regret of his marriage to Diana, but the letters have brought a new level of sorrow, one source close to the royal family said. As Charles continues to navigate his role as king, the revelations from Diana's diary have made him acutely aware of the lasting damage his actions have had on his family, particularly on his sons. Diana's legacy has always been one of compassion, grace, and a commitment to helping those in need. But as her private letters come to light, her legacy is being redefined. For William and Harry, their mother's legacy is now intertwined with their own quest for truth and justice. The letters not only shed light on the emotional pain Diana endured, but they also serve as a reminder that her life, and her death, deserve to be fully understood. Prince William, in particular, has called for a new investigation into the circumstances surrounding Diana's death, believing that the truth has yet to be uncovered. "The public deserves to know what really happened," William has said. For him, the discovery of his mother's letters is not just about uncovering the truth, it's about honoring her memory in a way that ensures her legacy is never forgotten. Thank you for joining us in this deep dive into the emotional revelations of Princess Diana's private letters. Please share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive updates on the royal family.